You seem like a smart, realistic person. What's your thought on the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? I'm currently reading it. I like that book a lot. I think my biggest takeaway from that book that I, kind of use on a daily basis. This might be a little bit of an overshoot. One thing that really helped me in my journey from going from law enforcement to kind of being a business owner is I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen your name on any of these live streams. So I'm going to assume that you don't know my story. So I was in law enforcement in 2017. My wife and I had our first kid. And it was really important for us that she be a stay at home mom on my law enforcement salary. We could not do that without becoming like a paycheck to paycheck type individual. So I have always kind of considered myself probably a little bit egotistically as a high performing individual. I've always felt like I have the ability to achieve what it is that I set my mind out to, or at least come close. So I was really kind of confused when I realized that I couldn't provide for my family financially the way that I wanted it to, and the wife and how my wife wanted us to. So I decided to set out and read one book per day until I figured out how to make significantly more money. And one of the first breakthroughs that I had was from Robert Kiyosaki, but it was not one of the ones that are commonly talked about. And that is that he kind of posited this idea that money is not real. And he said that he said that multiple times, or wrote it multiple times. I really don't know. And that made me really frustrated because it's just like, okay, if money's not real, then, and all of my problems right now are financial, then this rascal is telling me that my issues are in fact not real. I really had like no formal education or no experience with finances that were even moderately helpful. So I actually made it the background on my phone for a really long time and I kind of made it the background, and that's just the text that says money is not real. And because I wanted to keep that top of mind while I could have possibly brought myself to understand why he was saying that and what it really meant. Because if money is not real, then he's got a lot of something that I clearly don't have, right? So I really appreciate Robert Kiyosaki in that manner. And I think he has, while he's definitely played a significant role in me understanding the way that money works and how to make more of it. I would say that if you listen to any one person for too long, then you kind of develop like a lopsided view, or you're just not doing yourself any justice or favors. Like if you only listen to me about real estate investing, the chances of you living where you invest, investing only in single family homes, and trying to build up a community is pretty high, because that's like, kind of my mission and the goalposts that I have for myself. I'm not necessarily interested in doing anything else. So I think Robert Kiyosaki is really important. I think he's one aspect of this financial picture. I think Rich Dad, Poor Dad has a bunch of really awesome kind of fundamentals that it outlines that you don't necessarily hear put in the same manner. I really appreciated the quadrant that he kind of laid out. Poor people buy liabilities when they first get their money, and rich people kind of buy assets first, and then rich people spend the money that their assets make, not the money that they make. I think that was pretty insightful. And then for a while, I remember I had the goal of spending as little money as possible on anything that didn't in turn make me money. So at one point, when I first left law enforcement, I took a sales job selling life insurance. And there were a couple of months where I made 10 grand, 20 grand. A lot of months I made 10. But at that time, my wife and I were living off of about $2,000 per month. And that's everything. That was our mortgage. That was our insurance. That was our food. And that took a lot of work to do, but it was really beneficial in that I was investing and I was buying properties with all of the money in excess of that. So those were the big takeaways and how I took action on them. And circling back to the money's not real aspect, I would say that my understanding of that statement is at this point that money is not just this thing that you should go out and make. Like it is kind of the lagging indicator of value provided to the marketplace. I think people have, this isn't true across the board because people are extraordinarily valuable to society without getting appropriately compensated for it. Like teachers, nurses, first responders, military, those kind of are in this like vortex, right? But on the other hand, you've got people like Jeff Bezos, who with Amazon, internet shopping used to be a pain where you would have to wait several weeks to get whatever it is that you ordered. And now pretty much everyone in America can get whatever they want to from the internet inside of 2 days. And Mr. Jeff is the one that we could thank for that. So in that sense, the value that he provided, the problems that he solved were large enough to then become, one of the wealthiest people around. The concept of money's not real shifted my mindset from I'm not after a dollar amount, I'm after providing particular values to society. And then that kind of bled into the way that people make money. There's a couple different ways to do it. And pretty much everybody that's trading their time for money is going to run out of time before they have the amount of money that they were hoping for. It's always best to decouple your time and your money. And that can be done in a myriad of ways. Look at that. That was a lengthy answer about what I think about the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.